In this video, we're going to go over all the buttons in all of the ribbon toolbars. Home will move the log to the currently playing item, or the item that should be playing at whichever time the home button is pressed if the log is in standby mode. Jump brings up a dialog box enabling you to choose a date and time to see the log from. The previous and next hour buttons allow you to move to the top of the current hour and then previous hours as well, or move to the next hour's hour header and then hours ahead in the log. There's an options drop down where you can choose to automatically jump to home after 60 seconds of inactivity, and also you can choose to open the seg editor if an item is double clicked on in the log. Preview will pop the highlighted item into the designated preview player and start playing it straight away. You can click on the preview words or the little disclosure triangle to the right of it to show you some additional options, enabling you to preview the entire item, just the hook if it is set, or preview the extra, the last 5 seconds of the item. Next is the soft delete button, which greys the item out in the log and removes it from being played and its timing counted at all, but it does also allow you to quickly reinstate it in the log if you change your mind. Again, clicking on the word soft delete shows up an additional option of hard deleting the item, which will remove it from the log completely. The seg edit button brings up the pop-out seg editor, which we'll cover in another video if you want to find out more about that. Then there are options to change the end type of the highlighted item from a green circle, which will continue on to the next item in the log when it hits the extra point. A red square will stop it after it has ended and wait for the go button to be pressed or play on a media player, and sweep the yellow plus icon to sweep the item over the top of the next item. Refresh does exactly that, forces Myriad 5 Playout to look at the log for that time and update any changes which may have been made on another machine in your station perhaps. Finally, the play modes. They are to choose whether you put the log into standby mode, if on, or activate or change the modes between live, enabling you to add in red squares to temporarily pause the progress of the item's playout in the hour, and auto fade, which will green circle any previously redded items and fade or drop items in order to hit the end of the hour. Onto the Edit tab in the ribbon toolbar, and first is Item Information, which brings up a separate box showing the details, plus on another tab the item's placings in the log. You can also see if there are items by the same artist as well. You can preview the item by hitting the play button at the bottom right of that dialog box, and it will play from whichever player has been designated your preview player. Edit item is for editing the details of items. This is primarily changing things like auto hooks and absolute time markers. Copy, cut, paste and swap. They've been explained previously, and that allows you to select items individually or as a group and copy or cut and paste them elsewhere in the log. Swap allows you to highlight an item, hit swap, then highlight another for them to be swapped in their position. Soft delete and delete are next, as explained previously. Be aware, though, that there is no undo button if you delete an item out of the log. You'll need to go back and find it again if you do want it back. Replace and add brings up the media library, allowing you to replace the item or add an extra item. Finally, you have the option to change whether Myriad 5 Playout will fade early or drop certain log items. In the Hour/Import tab, you can change the hour mode between Live Assist and Auto Fade. Refresh the times to force Myriad 5 Playout to recalculate the overrun or underrun from the times in the log. If in Live Assist mode, the next 2 buttons activate, setting the items to be all stop at the end or green and go onto the next items automatically. The Import Log button is next, enabling you to import a log produced by your scheduling software. The details and what it is to expect are set in the database settings. From here, you can also click on the disclosure triangle to import a log that you may have saved from a pad run or import an hour that you previously have exported. Export log allows you to create a log file of the hour that you are in, which you could then import into the log at a later date, anytime that you want. And you can also create a multi-track session for Audacity and also for Adobe Audition, allowing you to edit and mix down the hour in a different way from when it was first broadcast. Just click on Export and then in the file types, choose Audacity or Audition or the normal log file. The final option is Remove. This will bring up a date and time selector with the start and end dates on it, where you can select which range of hours to remove. The final tab is the View tab. The first icon is for the Show in Smart Info option. Now, whenever you select an item in the log, its information will be shown in the Smart Info panel. If you click this to unselect it, then any items will not be shown in Smart Info. Show Buttons brings back a little of the feel of the log in Myriad Playout 4. It enables you to page up and down in the log. You can click on Previous to go to the top of the current hour and then previous hours from there. Next does it, but ahead in time by an hour at a time. Home brings you back to the current playing item or the item that would be playing if the log was on. You then have the option to change the way the items display. You can have each item as double height. You can display the items using the log items color, which is set in the database settings. In this instance, songs are pink and links are green. You can also show the items category, which is set in Smooth Edit or pushed through from AutoTrack.